One of the biggest things for me was to get involved in the lives of our kids. I wanted a better life than what I saw outside my front door. You know, God gave me this thing called drums. I just played instruments because that's what I love to do. And that's the thing that we instill in How Big Is Your Dream. When you send your kid, your teen to the Dream Center, do know it's gonna be hands-on. This is not a cameo appearance. We're gonna make sure, because we love what we do.
My name is Justin C. Gilbert, and I am the music director for the evening. My musical background is very interesting. I began playing drums at church around age 2, and my mom was a choir director, so I was like one of the choir kids. But I had an affinity for the instruments and the musicians and just the feelings that they're playing would conjure up and how they would feel the spirit, and it was just so soulful and bright. And I was attracted to the music then, so I started playing drums early. Keyboards were kind of calling me. I took lessons for a couple of years at my mother's insistence, and I really disliked it. Like at the time she was making me. Eventually I came back around and started kind of wanting to play around with it. And then I started playing some other instruments. I played cello through elementary school and some high school. Then I went to percussion instruments, so xylophone, timpani, you know, all of those things. And I did marching band as well. So lots of musical experiences, lots of things going on inside of me that I pull from. In October 2015, I released my debut album entitled Aligned. It's a contemporary jazz record, and it's actually been doing fairly well for me. It debuted at number 11 on the Billboard charts. I've been able to book some shows and just preparing to share my essence with the world and just, you know, add to this musical gumbo that we have going on right now.
I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of what you're going to hear in this next section. Rhonda Thomas is going to be performing. She's a sultry vocalist and has performed with legends like Isaac Hayes and Roberta Flack, as well as India Ari and Kenny Lattimore. She's a singer-songwriter. She's a real treat. And then it'll be Chandra Corelli. She's here tonight, another singer-songwriter who's also an actress. Tyler Perry's movies and plays. She is also the 2014 recipient of the Lady Soul of Jazz Award and one of the former lead singers of the SOS Band. But first, let's get ready for the Good Time Brass Band.
My name is Mike Burton, saxophonist and member of the Good Times Brass Band. The whole idea of the band came along just to have our own thing. As musicians, sometimes you wait around for tours and things to happen, but just to kind of have our own brand, our own thing to just, you know, keep us constantly working and keep us doing things. We have to adapt and be chameleons, use our networking to make ourselves available to all different styles of music. So whether it be jazz, hip hop, R&B, gospel, soul, contemporary Christian music, whatever, you know. So it's all about networking and making yourself available to all of those. Personally, I think it's helped as far as just being able to brand myself, you know, to reach so many people all over the world, you know, from wherever I am, whether I'm home, on the road, just have my laptop or my smartphone with me, I can reach, you know, millions of people, you know, just by doing that. But, you know, it's also a flip side to it. I think some of it has made it almost too accessible as far as, like, you know, everybody thinks they're a producer now, even in hip hop or, you know, even R&B, so you can kind of hear it. The music is suffering because, you know, people haven't put the time in, you know, just go to Guitar Center and buy, you know, whatever the latest program is and do a beat. You know, everybody thinks they're a musician, but, you know, just to have some kind of love or seriousness for the art, we gotta get back to that. Guys like, man, we went to school, we learned our craft, we practiced. The sky's the limit. I guess, like I was saying, you know, with the internet and with the computers and everything, there is no excuse for you not to be able to be great. I mean, I had to go to school and college and to learn a lot of stuff, or to be even to have access to the knowledge of the great musicians of the past. You know, now you can go to Google or YouTube and type in a name and you can see Charlie Parker or Dexter Gordon. You can, you know, without having to go pay all this money out, you can sit at home and learn, you know. So if you're serious about your craft, like, take advantage of the technology and really learn from the masters. The social media, you can brand yourself and be whoever you want to be. So just take advantage of all of these things we have now.
know, she's on your mind, can't shake it off. When you know, when you're out on your own, you stop and you smile at things you see that he don't even know. There's no guessing, supposing, or wondering if she is the one. There's no lip twisting, neck rolling, trying to change him into someone he's not. When you realize that it's time to open your eyes and your heart, you don't have any doubts or fears because you know it's real. Yes. When you know, she's on your mind, can't shake it all. When you know, when you're out on your own, you stop and you smile at things you see that he don't even know. Lead her on, tick her off, put her down, you only lift her up. You don't deliberately nag, push his buttons or drain the manhood out of his heart. There comes a time when those games with the others who played get old and need to change. And you take a look at yourself, you know there's no one else who can make you feel this way about this love, because it's real. When you know, she's on your mind, can't shake it all. When you know, when you're out on your own, you stop and you smile at things you see that he don't even know. Life is filled with romances, it's true, might not get second chances, but you gotta seize it. Hold on like you mean it, it's worth holding on. Oh, when you know, she's on your mind, can't shake it all. When you know, when you're out on your own, you're selling.
I'm a soul jazz artist. I've been singing since the age of 7. I'm from Roosevelt, New York, but I live here in Atlanta. I sing soul jazz, R&B, funk, rhythm and blues, as I said, the R&B. I have 5 CDs and a DVD, and my latest CD, Vinyl Days, is number 12 on the Jazz Billboard charts. My dad used to manage a band in New York called the New York Soul Syndicate, and they perform mainly classic soul music, and I used to listen to it as a child. I'd sit at the top of the steps because they performed in our basement, or they rehearsed in the basement. So I was listening to a lot of Earth, Wind & Fire and the Commodores. I was listening to that, and then my mom was playing more Nancy Wilson and some Straight Ahead, and then I was listening to hip hop. So I think my music is a culmination of all of that, and it wasn't until I moved to Atlanta that I found my sound, which is soul jazz. One of the songs I'm singing tonight is a Portuguese song, or I sing part of it in Portuguese.
Quando a chuva cai, eu sinto. Quando a chuva cai lá fora, eu sinto.
I always have live instrumentation. I'm real big on that. I've had live horns, always drums, some percussion, bass, keys. A lot of times people are having DJs on the stage with them, and they're singing with tracks behind them, and they're infusing that into the music. Haven't done that yet. I'm just real big on, if I don't hear that voice on stage and I just hear it in the track, I don't know, I have a problem with that.
Music makes you move, and you can dig the groove, then groove on.
I try to sing each song differently when I perform it. And I think it's important to be singing in the studio, but make it feel live. And there are studio singers that can't sing live, and you see them falter and fail. And I take pride in the fact that I am a live performer. I feed off of the audience. I need that energy. And so I'm always singing the songs different than the recordings. As an independent artist, it's really cool to be able to have social media and other avenues. It's not like the big corporations or the big record labels have a hold on everything. It's difficult to get airplay sometimes on major radio, but with internet radio stations, you can have your voice heard. I have 2 hats and 2 careers, 2 passions that I love. I'm actually a speech pathologist. I'm a speech and feeding pathologist, and I work at a children's hospital, and I have a private practice. I'm real excited to be here tonight. This is great. I'm all about the future. I'm all about the kids. So to be able to contribute to such a great foundation, JFly is my superhero. So anything that I can do for the kids, How Big Is Your Dream Foundation, I'm all for that.
Hello, everybody. I said hello, everybody. Friends say that I am crazy, that I'm wasting time with you. You'll never be mine. That's not the way I see it. 'Cause I feel that you're mine. Whenever you're near me, people always talk about reputation. I don't care about your other girls, just be good to me. Friends are always telling me you're a user. I don't care what you do to them, just be good to me. Can you sing it with me? La 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 la. Woo! La 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 la. Oh, just be good to me. Woo! Come on. La 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, just be good to me. Just be good to me. In the morning, just be good to me. In the evening, I'll be good to you. You'll be good to me. That's how it's supposed to be. Yeah. Woo. La 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 la. Come on. La 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 la. Woo. Check it. Just be good to me. Woo. Somebody scream.
I started out in theater first, and then I got into like musical theater, and then the next thing I know, I met a singer actress, and then I was like, oh, she sings at nightclubs, and then she does the plays. I want to do that too. And the next thing you know, I was doing nightclubs too, and then eventually a couple people saw me at Voyeurs and the SOS Band, but then I came back full circle again and started back in theater. So.
There's no secret. There's no secret.
I'm a
appearing now on a sitcom called For Better or Worse on the OWN network, written and produced by Tyler Perry. I'm excited about that. We're just starting on this 6th season, but I still, I got to do my music. We can't control where it's going to go and why it's doing what it's doing to become what it's going to become. So it's kind of like you just have to sit back and enjoy the ride. It's a reason why it's crazy. It's a reason why we don't know how it works. For most great artists, they try to reinvent themselves. That means that you surround yourself with people like younger people, wherever it's going, new people who are innovators, just keeping yourself around your ear to the street. I mean, I think that's what we have to do. We have to pay attention to what's happening and not resist it.
Who had the chance, but didn't do me right. Oh, but you forgive. I will win the fight down here. Oh, down here, down here.
I like to play video games. Virtual tennis. Because I do. It relaxes me and it takes all the stress away. Like when I'm having to learn my scripts and stuff like that, and you can get overwhelmed with all that. And then I do music, lyrics and lines and all that get in there. And I have to do my video games. It just takes me out of it. I do Madden. Who knows? And I like old movies. I love the Judy Garland movies. I think that's what inspired me to do what I'm doing. Watching those old movies of great singer-actresses like her. I just think she's phenomenal.
Alex Bouillon is from Switzerland. Tonight, he's going to come out and perform for you because when he came here after going to school in Paris and then going to school at Berkeley, the music school, that's when he really realized how he could mix all of those genres together. From the blues to a little gospel, to a little jazz, a little R&B, and a lot of funk. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the one, the only, Alex Bouillon, and accompanying him on drums, JFly.
Thank you.
I was born and raised in Montreux, Switzerland, which is a really big town for music in Europe. At a very young age, from my father being a musician, I was always drawn to this music. When I discovered Santana and James Brown and Sly and the Family Stone, I really got interested in this side of the music. And when I was about 14, I decided to be a musician professionally. When I started to record, I was not particularly pursuing an artist, quote-unquote, career. I was more attracted to behind the scenes, being a producer in the studio. But when I was approached to do a record, I totally said yes. And we did that record on the road, in the tour bus, in hotel rooms, everywhere we could find a tape recorder, we did it. And for some reason, the album was a huge success. The music industry is like a total rock bottom right now as far as sales. There is a huge vacuum where we're able to do literally what we want. Like if I talk about just jazz, you have two very vocal extremes. You have the total watered down, formula-based smooth jazz, and then on the other extreme you have a very conservative museum type of jazz that wants to recreate and just play the music of Louis Armstrong and Duke Ellington over and over and over. And in the middle you have this huge voice that is silent, and that's where the musicians of today should just concentrate their efforts. The streaming on the pop level, it hurts artists because they expect a lot of money in return and they don't get it. In my case, people download and buy the whole records. They don't go for one song here, one song there. They buy all records. That makes it okay. We still sell CDs. They've become more like souvenirs at the show, but we still sell a considerable amount of that. I'm finishing up my new record. I should be finished in about a month. After that, I will work on a duet project with the bassist Byron Miller, who was the legendary bass player of George Duke, and he has the most legendary electric bass tracks that anyone can remember. And we'll work on a project together, and we'll see where that takes us. Let me do one more. This is an old R&B tune that lots of people love. I'm kind of doing R&B covers tonight. I just noticed. I usually don't do that, but hey, it's a special night, so let's do it. Check this one out.
If you ever giving out of gas in the middle of the street, if you ever start pushing that car by yourself, it's some people that'll see your struggle and help get behind that car to make sure you get to where you're going. And that's what happened with How Big Is Your Dream. All of these people that have partnered with How Big Is Your Dream, from Georgia Tech to the Coca-Colas to Swiss Consulate to everybody that's here, they got behind me and helped me push this dream into reality. Now we're giving access to the students and to the upcoming artists that want to be in entertainment.